Good afternoon. You're tuning into O&M Live Netball, kindly brought to you by McRae Motors. I'm Ree Harris. Today sees us at the round 15 clash, the Albury Tigers playing host to the Wangaratta Rovers. Nice week off, Tam Matthews. How are you today?
I'm good. It was nice to have a week off, Ree, actually, and recharge before the busyness of the season. 4 rounds and then 4 weeks of finals, which probably feels like about 8, let's be honest.
We will touch on it in a little while, but 4 rounds that nothing really splits the top 5, and they all kind of play each other and things could definitely change. But we will start today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from, the Wiradjuri people, paying respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extending this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Albury Tigers coming off a nice relaxing week off. The week before the bye saw them take on the Wangaratta Magpies, and they actually stuck with them for probably a little bit longer than we thought they would.
Yeah, look, absolutely. It seems like forever ago, doesn't it, that week before the bye? But yeah, look, I think today's going to be an interesting game. I think the finals probably looks out of their reach, and Rovers have got a bit to play for. They've got some young up-and-coming players, and I think over the next 4 weeks they've got a bit to play for in terms of testing themselves now against teams like Albury, seeing how much they can push themselves and, I guess, develop some of these skills.
Absolutely, and they're coming in very refreshed. They had the week off leading into last weekend's bye as well. So if we cast our eyes over the round 14 results, the Raiders took on North Albury, and North Albury had the edge at quarter time, leading 14-11, but Raiders turned the tables come half time. They were up by 3, extending that lead to 8 at 3/4 time, and out to a 54-43 goal win. Interestingly, Zoe Prentice was named best on for the Raiders, and she was actually the Ovens and Murray Rising Star for July, which is fantastic to see that recognition.
Yeah, Zoe's look, she was a massive runaway winner in the best and fairest for the 17 under competition last year in 2022, and obviously has made that step into A grade this year, and has, I think, been really consistent for them, developing as a player and playing in a different position. So last year, circle defence, stepping out into the wing defence role this year, and obviously coming up against some really strong mid-quarters. So great to see her get best on and certainly be rewarded with that rising star.
And again, we've spoken about a lot of the shooting accuracy and numbers that shooters are putting up. And again, Emily Stewart and Taylor Donlan really sharing the load for the Raiders. Emily Stewart actually in goal attack outscoring Taylor Donlan with 25-24, but Mia Lavis put in a handy 5 there as well. So that's a nice depth to them, and we're wishing Mia well. She's currently in lovely Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Kind of that
The
region,
Bahamas.
the Bahamas, playing in that under-17 Australian Fast 5 team. So we're wishing her all the best. Myrtleford, a very comprehensive win over Wodonga. Wodonga kept with them for the first quarter, 18 goals to 14, but then Myrtleford just kept chipping away. Sophie Hanrahan netting a nice 57 out of their 75 goals, supported in that circle by Sally Botter and Rebecca Piazza. Wang, as we mentioned, were too strong for Albury, 52-37. Best players for Wangaratta were Leah Genvy, Ellie Cooper and Amy Byrne. So a nice recognition of their mid-court, and then for Albury, Gabe McRae and Marnie Hillier as well. Lavington beat reigning premiers Yarrawonga, their first loss, 53-32. We were at that game, and Lavington were very clinical. It was probably the best game that we have seen them played, and not too many errors on their behalf, and they forced a lot of errors from the Pigeons, and the Pigeons kind of forced a lot of their own errors as well.
They did. Look, there was some pretty sloppy play. They certainly won't be happy with their performance, and they'll acknowledge that it wasn't their best performance, and there's a bit of improvement there. But interesting, Lavy gave their best players to Liv Sanson and Christina Gucci and Steph Clancy, and we certainly recognise the impact Christina Gucci had. But I think their defence was outstanding, and I think it's pretty hard to go past their defenders, the way that they rebounded, because the reality is that the Yarra shooters missed. Kalisha Pell was fairly accurate, but Maddie Allen certainly missed a lot of goals. Her percentage was low, and Lavington were all over everything. They just did not miss a rebound. And so I think credit to the Lavington defenders. I think they really put them into the game.
And that sees the ladder sitting now. Yarrawonga 2 games ahead on 48. They are leaders in attacking percentage and they're coming third in defensive rebounding. I guess 139.92 is their percentage. In second place, second overall in for and against is the Wangaratta Magpies, but they've dropped into third for their percentage. Wodonga Raiders third, a game behind Wang, not in the top 3 for attacking or defensive stats. Quite a low percentage. Myrtleford now, third for attacking, first for defensive, and they're only 1% behind Lavington sitting up atop. So it's incredibly close. Then Lavington, second in their attacking stats, defensively coming fourth by 3 goals and just knocking on the door. So this top 5 is very, very interesting.
It is interesting, and we see Myrtleford. We talked, a few weeks ago about their need to really increase their percentage and increase their fours, and they certainly have done that over recent weeks. And with the move, I think, of Sophie Hanrahan into goals has allowed them to put some big numbers on the scoreboard, and probably too because they've played a couple of teams who they've been able to do that against as well. But it's certainly making things interesting. Raiders, for me, is the interesting one. Sitting there just quietly going along, and they have absolutely no issues with flying under the radar at all, I don't think. I think they're happy to really just be focusing on their own performances and worrying about themselves and letting everyone else worry about these top teams, and come finals they'll do what they need to do.
Very much the underdogs taking on second place Wangaratta today, so that will be interesting. So Yarrawonga's run home is Myrtleford today, which for mine is going to be an absolute cracker. They have the bye next week, finishing off their season with Rovers and Wodonga. Wangaratta play the 3 teams surrounding them on the ladder. So they play Raiders today, Lavington next week, Myrtleford the week after, finishing off with the bye, which I'm sure after that little run home they'll be looking forward to a rest. Raiders take on Wangaratta today, Albury next week, Lavington and Myrtleford. Myrtleford, Yarra, North next week, Wang Raiders. Lavi, North today, Wang Raiders, Albury. So that top 5, most of them play at least 2 of the teams in that top 5 over the next few weeks.
They do, and I think they'll be happy about that. I think you want to be testing yourself coming to finals. I don't really think you necessarily want an easy run coming home. You want to be able to see where you're at and be trying some combinations out. I think for Yarrawonga, they've got Sarah Sanini-Saramore, who's missed last week or the last round with an injury. Not sure whether she'll take the court today. So I guess those the bye and then those couple of lower place teams gives them the opportunity to get some court time back into her. Laura Irvine the same, although Laura won't qualify for finals, I don't think. So so even though they can get the court time into her, unless an exemption sought there, that she would be unlikely to be taking the court in finals. I guess I'm not sure they'll be too deterred by that, but I think for the other teams, certainly coming up against these top teams and coming up against each other is going to be a really good test for them.
Absolutely, and we've touched on Myrtleford, but we wanted to really pay big congratulations to Sophie Hanrahan, that was this week named in the Collingwood Magpies team to play at the Australian Netball Championships later on this month. As part of this team, she will come up against teams from the other states, including the Vic Fury, New South Wales Swifts, GWS Giants, Northern Territory Storm. It's a huge accolade for the hard work and commitment she's shown to the City West Falcons playing in the VNL, and part of this team as well, and a name synonymous to the competition, Jane Cook, who used to play at Wodonga, yes. Sophie's teammate at City West Falcons, and also Maddie Allen at Yarrawonga, her sister Brooke Allen, who lines up for the Geelong Cougars. So wishing Soph all the best, and a huge congratulations to her for being named in that team.
Absolutely, and I think, we probably don't realise, or a lot of people wouldn't realise the time and the commitment that goes into doing what she does. She'll play today, and then, for those girls that play VNL, they'll then travel to Melbourne tomorrow to train, and then they travel midweek to Melbourne to play, and they can have games that start as late as 9 o'clock. So we're talking about, returning home at 1 o'clock in the morning. They then front up to work full time, and all of this is done, without remuneration. So it's not like they're getting paid big bucks to do it. And I just think, we have to acknowledge the fact that they do that. And I think, as you said, it's a great reward, the fact that they do that. And she'll play in a grand final on Wednesday night for City West Falcons as well.
And we will touch on that a little bit later, but we'll cast our eyes over today's team cards, starting with the home team, the Albury Tigers, coached by Sky Hillier. They will line up with Lily Howe starting in goal shooter, Marnie Hillier in goal attack, Gretel Schroeder in wing attack, Gabe McRae through the centre, Heidi Fisher in wing defence, Neve Thorne in goal defence, and Brigida Singy in goalkeeper with Keely Bullivant. And a nice inclusion to their lineup today, Sarah Mellington will be in their interchange as well, a name that we'd been hoping to pop up probably a little bit more this season, but her commitment to the Lady Bandits comes hand in hand.
Look, absolutely. Lady Bandit season's now finished, so it will be nice to have her back. I'm sure they'd be wishing that they were a bit better chance come finals and to be bringing her back into that situation, but unfortunately probably not to be at this stage, but certainly great to be finishing the season off having her there.
And I think this team, knowing most of them, though they know they won't be contesting finals because they're too far out of the points at this stage, they'll just be wanting to finish the last 4 rounds off and getting as many good wins as they can. Players like Lily Howe have been sensational this season, and Heidi Fisher, always the season campaigner, and Neve Thorne and Brigida Singy really found a great connection in that circle, and Brigida's really created a lot of turnover ball for the Tigers in those games that we've seen her.
Absolutely, and I think I think they're just a really tight unit. I think as a team they really enjoy playing together, and as you said, I think they'll just be enjoying getting together for the last 4 games.
And to the Wangaratta Rovers, coached by Gracie Reid, they will start with Rebecca Krelcham in goal shooter, and a big happy birthday to Beck, her sister Samantha Krelcham in goal attack. Wing attack and coach Gracie Reid, Sophie Larkin in centre, Ella Masters in wing defence, Molly Murray in goal defence, and Kelsey Wilson in goalkeeper, with an interchange of Sky Fulton, Addie Miller, Ellie Miller and Holly McCarthy. A very young Rovers team, but a name that's really nice to see in this team list is Kelsey Wilson.
Absolutely. Great to have her back this weekend. I think they'll be really welcoming her, and great to have her in that defensive lineup. We've seen what she can do, and we know the weeks that they have her in, the strength that she brings to their lineup. So, yeah, a great inclusion, I think.
And we've spoken about in the times that we've seen them, particularly that Wangaratta derby, they really pushed the Magpies for the first half, and then the Magpies kind of got in top the second half. Again, against Myrtleford, they actually put up quite a number of goals. Myrtleford were just scoring too quickly. So I think for Coach Gracie Reid and their whole team, they'll just be looking to score consistently and keep with the Tigers for the 4 quarters. For mine, I'm tipping the Tigers. I just think their experience will probably get them over the line, but I think it will go goal for quite some time.
Yeah, look, I agree. I think in the end, Albury will probably be too strong, and I think the inclusion of someone like a Sarah Mellington will only add to that. But I think this will be a pretty tight game, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's only about 5 goals in this. And I really hope Rovers stick with them and take it up to them. I hope this is a really great game.
In our other games today, Yarrawonga taking on Myrtleford. I've gone Myrtleford.
You have. You're either trying to get 2 up on me, or we're going to be level pegging. We've gone the same. I think this could be a real upset. This is an opportunity for Myrtleford to get one up over Yarrawonga. There's no doubt about that. It should be a cracking game. I've gone Yarrawonga. I just think they'll be looking to get one back after that pretty average performance 2 weeks ago. So we'll see.
And North taking on Lavington. I've gone Lavington, and I think today's an opportunity for them to try and push some percentage, particularly in that attacking end.
Yeah, I think Lavy will be too strong, but I don't expect there'll be too much in this. Em Brown's back. Grace Hay will be playing today, and I think Grace Hay will do a pretty good job on Christina Gucci, and I think that North mid-court, they're fast. They will match up really well on that Lavington mid-court. So I think this could be a really tight game.
And then Wang and Raiders, another epic clash. And last time they played, it was something like 35-31 or something. It was such a low-scoring defensive game. There was definitely no love lost between either team. I've tipped the Raiders. But again, I think it'll be very close.
Yeah, look, I tipped the Raiders too. I think there was 1 goal in it last time, and I have gone Raiders. One of the key points in my decision making was Amanda Yamansky. She plays a grand final Wednesday night. I wouldn't be surprised if she is only allowed to play a half a game today. just know that they have been limiting the amount of time she's allowed to play. If that's the case, I think that will have a big impact on Wangaratta. I think one of the challenges for them at the moment is working out the best position for some of their players and trying to get everyone on or work out best combinations. So Raiders for me.
As the whistle sounds for the start of this round 15 clash against the Tigers and the Rovers, the Tigers with their centre pass to start, and Hillier puts the high ball into Howe, but a little bit too much on it, and it floats over the baseline. Tigers throw in Molly Murray. Great effort there from the young defender, getting her arm through, but the inside arm. Hillier, a balk, a long bomb, and it reefs out, and a great rebound from Lily Howe, getting us underway. The Tigers leading 1-0 on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
And Krelsham and Marnie Hillier with a strong take on the line. Rovers looking for the reset, but Albury with the intercept there, and Fisher on the line resetting for Aubrey. Schroeder has to go cross court to McRae, just being held up here with some strong defence from Rovers. Howe looking for an option, and the refeed to McRae is on. So Howe will take the long shot. It's off, which I'm sure she'll put that down as a pass. And Hillier will take the shot for the Tigers.
Wilson stood out of play in goalkeeper. 2 goals, the lead to the Tigers on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Word on the street, Rees at Molly Murray trained like a jet on Thursday night. There you go. That's so we'll see how she comes out today.
And has recently been playing for the CCC, the Combined Catholic Schools. Went up to those the open team trials, I think, during the week or last week during that bye. So that's a huge credit. Big experience as well in the hands of Lily Howe caused the turnover, the defensive pressure from the Tigers to start this first quarter. Every player up. And Gracie Reid, a great long drive, cutting that centre third. Larkin, though, can't control the centre pass. Singy, with her first touch of the game, gets us underway. Schroeder off balance.
Just cursing as she offloaded the ball, and Wilson intercepts that for Rovers. So looking to attack again. Reid, the ball high. She opts to go cross court and long to Krelsham.
Neve Thorne there just getting turned around and around, stepping forward now. Bet Krelsham lines up. And it just bounces out.
And
Tigers
Singy taking a great 3 there. She's well and truly 3 feet, allowing herself plenty of space if she does fall in. And the ball cross court to Thorne, just a bit tight on the line there and over the sideline. So Rovers with another opportunity here. It's neither side really settling into a structure yet.
That was better from Larkin, cutting through that centre channel. Both teams have been forced to go the long cross-court ball. Love to see those attacking players just come through and cut through that centre channel, even if they're not used.
Yes, just to change up the play. And lovely long shot there by Bet Krelsham. Puts Rovers on the board, 2-2.
And Reid, the hands over pressure of Fisher, causes the turnover. Thorne just stays inside that centre third. Obstruction call on the refeed. Hillier's shot bounces out. It'll be a Tigers throw in the toe of Murray just over the baseline. Schroeder bounce pass and the high ball into Howe.
It just pops out. And a great rebound there by Wilson. Really strong in the air. And Howe obstructing. So Rovers with the opportunity, and a nice drive there from Rovers through the midcourt allows them to get some depth quickly. And Reid, again, a really strong drive. And they find circle edge really quickly. So a much stronger passage of play. Started out of defence there. So Rovers with a nice quick goal there moves them to 3, leading the Tigers 2 on the 777 automotive scoreboard. A shout out to Phil Bullivan. I saw him sitting on the sidelines there earlier watching his beloved Tigers and daughter Keely play earlier in the B grade.
And a great ball into the backspace there in front of Marnie Hillier from Gretel Schroeder brings the Tigers up to 3. They've got the 1 goal advantage, 3 goals to 2 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
I'm not sure it's been updated. I think it could be a 3-all game.
Reed into Crelcham. Oh, and a lovely shot there netted by Beck Crelcham. We will confirm whether the score is 3-all or 4-3. McRae high ball into Hillier. The defender's eyes down. And netting a shot there. Marnie Hillier takes the Tigers up to 4. Reed. Centering ball to Larkin. Sister to sister. The bounce past the hand, though, of Neve Thorne. Oh, great pull in there. Fully stretched. Sammy Crelcham. Rovers to 4 as well. 4 goals apiece here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Fisher looking for Schroeder. Tipped there by Reed, but not able to pull it in. So Tigers. Hillier up through the centre. McRae looking for the top of the circle
Wilson.
to hit, but Wilson again, she's been really strong on the tip and really smart with the outlet ball as well. Beck Crelcham with the feed out to Sammy.
Oh, great hands from Thorne. Great timing on the jump just to tip it down. And Tigers go on the attack. Schroeder to McRae. Howe opts for the refeed, leaving Hillier alone at the post. Murray having a dig at it as the penalty's just set. And the goal is good. So the Tigers out to a 1-goal lead, 5-4 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
Reed looks for a bullet pass, but the umpires called it back. So she'll have to go again. So Beck Crelcham comes out of the circle and they swing it to the pocket. Just being covered there, nearly got around Singy, but Sammy Crelcham able to pick up the scraps and get it to Sister Beck. Reed, lucky she's quick, she was able to pull that ball in, tiptoeing the sideline. Smart passing, finds Beck, and she makes no mistake. So Rovers forced to work it round, but patience is being rewarded here as Tigers move it forward. Howe with the hold on, she's just going to have to do a little bit more than that. In this situation, I think Wilson's going to be too athletic. She's not going to allow that ball to go over too easy. And there we see it. Just got over that time. So Howe will take the shot. Makes no mistake.
Great attacking play there from the Tigers. Larkin to Crelcham to Reed. Masters. Happy to play around with it, the Rovers, till the pass opens up. Singy attacking the ball. Just half a second too late. It'll be a Rovers penalty pass outside the circle. Thorne left with 2. Oh, the hands over pressure, by Gabe McRae there. Great. She's been so consistent this season. Great, Gabe McRae.
Yeah, she has. And great inclusion from to have her back this year.
Sammy Crelcham will step up for the penalty goal. And it is good. So 6 goals apiece here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. First quarter action thanks to Cavalier Homes. Howe and Schroeder. Quick double play. Nice to see Lily Howe on the move early in this game.
Yeah, and that was a better option and just opens it up and gets Wilson off the body and moving as well. And Howe with the ball under the post and makes no mistake that time. So Albury move out to 8. Leading the Rovers 6 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
7, I think.
Sorry,
I think this the scoreboard's that touchy. The button's really touchy. It'll often go up by 2.
Quick on it, aren't they?
Yes. Fisher gives to Thorne. Transitioning well are the Tigers, and a little bit too much on that one. Wilson in goalkeeper for the Rovers will step up for the throw-in. Looking for a player. All players are heavily defended, and McRae, what an attacking play there.
Great intercept, 2 hands. Was never in doubt that it was going to be her ball there. So finds Schroeder on the top of the circle, and Hillier coming forward in that front position, but 2-on-1. Howe's able to draw the penalty there.
Setting the penalty is Howe. A nice shot from Lily Howe. Takes the Tigers out to a 2-goal advantage. 8 goals, plays 6 here on the 777 Automotive scoreboard. High ball, too much on it as we see Wilson again stepping up. And again, all Tigers players are really making it hard in that coming out of defence, but the ball is out and Murray having to support. Just trying to penetrate to this attacking third is where they're being really held up. They're in there now. Reid, high ball, but not high enough. Singing a great tip there coming through the circle. Fisher to McRae. Hillier. McRae again. High ball to the edge of the circle to McRae, and the space opens up. Well done there by Marnie Hillier. The decoy on the baseline gave all the space to Howe. The biggest lead of the game so far, 3 goals, 9 goals, plays 6 here on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
And McRae doing a lot of the work in that last play, getting a lot of ball, really setting it up for the Tigers. And Reid with a quick ball into Sammy Krolsham. Be good to see Reid just get some balance as she's feeding that ball in. I mean, that one came off, but a couple of passes probably fallen short because she's off balance.
And that was nearly like that indoor court.
Yes, it is, yeah. You can get away with it.
Yeah, you can get away with it, but sometimes not so much. That one did come off as Howe and the Tigers in their attacking circle, the high ball over the outstretched hands of Wilson coming through. Howe gains her own rebound and will step up again and makes good. So the Tigers out to 10 goals here, leading the Rovers 6 on the 777 Automotive scoreboard. Schroeder just coughing up the ball there. The hands of Larkin pulling it in. Reid looking for an option. It comes in Sammy Krolsham doing a power of work outside the circle, the baseline for Beck Krolsham. Opening up, Larkin, high ball.
Thorne, great hands.
Great hands, well read there. Oh, nearly a repeat from Ella Masters, but Hillier remains in control. Schroeder to Howe. Quick refeed. And the shot from Lily Howe. Rovers centre pass to come. We're into the last 3 minutes of this first quarter. Beck Krolsham and Gracie Reid double playing there.
Oh, and Krolsham trying her best to keep that in and not able to on that occasion. So Aubrey with the turnover, Singy on the baseline. But umpires found a contact call on Sammy. So Aubrey will move it for McRae. They're on the sideline here. Hillier with the ball. Deep in the goal third. She swings it back to the transverse to Fisher. So they've had to be forced to go back deep, and Wilson
and that
with
opened the timing up. It just really slowed down, and Singy replicates at the other end. Both goalkeepers really going for every ball. Rovers just stepping up the throw in. Sammy Krolsham giving off to Larkin, sweeping front. And the quick one to put Singy out of play, coming through with the contact. Sammy Krolsham steps in, but it just slides out. Fisher wound up then, but decided to go against the absolute long bomb. McRae hitting the circle edge with some speed there.
Prime location, top of the circle, allows her to get it to Hillier, who quick ball to Howe, and she should make no mistake about this one and doesn't.
Marnie Hillier and Lily Howard, their combination in there is just really finding its feet. They're looking really comfortable in there and reading off one another beautifully.
Yeah, and I think Hillier just allows Howe to have that space. She's prepared to read off Howe, give her the space and do what she needs to give her that.
As the Tigers ball. Increase their lead to 6 goals.
Comes through flying, went out hunting, not able to control it, but the ball was deflected off the Rovers. So Tigers with the throw in, and she goes long to Thorne.
McRae just that last bit of speed there, just lost Larkin on the last edge. She ran with her the whole time. It was a great defensive effort.
Yeah, because McRae was going fairly flat there, but Howes ended up with the ball under the post here and will take the shot at goal.
Wilson attempted the rejection, but a contact call. Howe lining up. We're into the last minute of this first quarter. The Tigers with the 7-goal lead, 13 plays 6. Their centre pass, Schroeder to McRae. Howe calls for it, but declines. Hillier sweeps front. A great rebound attempt. Foot was out first, so Rovers will want to score quickly here.
Nice quick outlet ball,
And
finds Masters.
Sammy Crocham. Those hands of Thorne making it really hard to see further into that attacking third, particularly when she gets a really good three set.
And when Wilson gets it and they move it quickly out of defence, Albury struggle to hold it up. So that's, I think, the key for Rovers is the quick outlet ball and move it quickly through the midcourt.
And they really wanted that one to drop right on quarter time. So the Tigers with the 7-goal lead here at quarter time, 13 plays 6. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol?
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Quarter time score here, 13 goals to 6, the home team. The Tigers leading the visitors in the Wangaratta Rovers. Changes on court. Sarah Mellington making her entrance for the Tigers in goal defence. That is the only change on court for them, bringing Neve Thorne to the bench. Sophie Larkin in centre for the Rovers, getting us underway in a great bullet pass there between her and Sammy Crocham. Reed to Larkin deep in the pocket of the circle. The bounce pass between sisters Sammy and Crocham. As effective as always, and the Rovers get us underway with the first goal of this second quarter, bringing them to 7. Schroeder to Hillier and McRae. Contact call under the post against Wilson gives the opportunity to Howe, taking the Tigers up to 14. For the Rovers, Sky Fulton has entered the court in goal defence. And a held ball call there in favour of the Tigers puts them in attack, and Mellington and Fisher. The Rovers just holding it up half a second. Hillier, ball to the pocket to McRae. Great defensive effort from Larkin. Looked like a shot.
I was going to say, I thought it was going to hit the post, but she stepped Lily Howe. It was a bit too big.
Just the awkward landing. Wilson helping with the transition. Crelcham to Fulton. Oh, Fisher saw it. Not quite tall enough for the ball coming through, but a great effort. Larkin, I love her speed and intensity onto the ball and hitting that circle edge. Great refeed a couple of times. Mellington attempts on the last. And Sammy Crelcham just can't quite drop the ball. It comes off the foot of Sarah Mellington. Great quote there. Alison Miani on the bench for Albury Tigers. Whatever works.
Yeah, that's right. Clutching at straws there, Al.
Reed, top of the circle. Oh,
great hand, sister to sister there. Sammy to Beck.
And
Smart play.
Nice finish there for the Rovers. 14 plays 8 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
And Rovers missing Bryony Simpson too from today's lineup. She hurt her knee at training, is my understanding, and needing another week or two to get that right. So
it's a lot of experience missing.
Absolutely, a lot of leadership gone from that side, and a very positive player from all reports. So they'll certainly be missing her.
As Sammy Crelcham lines up for a long shot. Just falls short, and Beck Crelcham using her body there to hold out Brigida Singy and taking on the Rovers' 9th goal. 15 plays 9 here in this second quarter, thanks to Cavalier Holmes.
And Reed, just for the other games, we're just going to monitor those as some rippers. So the leads fluctuating in the Yarra-Myrtleford game, currently sitting Myrtleford 17, leading Yarrawonga 14. The North Albury and Lavey game also fluctuating there, but currently Lavington 16 leading North 15, so North really taking it to them. And the Wangaratta and Raiders game 11 goals apiece, so as expected that one is tight, and I think that will be like that for 4 quarters. So.
Great to see, though, all the games so hotly contested.
Absolutely.
Although the Tigers have a handy lead here. It's just ebbing and flowing the momentum a little bit, and the Rovers really staying in touch. Sammy Crelcham rolling to front. The obstruction call putting Mellington out of place. Sammy Crelcham notching the 10th goal for the Rovers. 16 plays 10 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
Oh, a bit of a loose pass to Hillier. She couldn't pull that in, and the replay called. So Rovers an opportunity, but another sloppy one, and Albury able to get it back here. So Hillier to McRae, and patiently waits for Hillier and then how to open up. So Albury just prepared to work it round and wait for that player to be free.
As Larkin in centre for the Rovers. Gracie Reed, a nice roll off the circle.
Bullet pass, wasn't it?
Bullet pass. Oh, clever work there from Reed.
tap.
She knew she was going to replay the ball and taps it in. Oh, and it just drops in for Beck Crelcham. They're up to 11, 17 plays, 11 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. McRae, Hillier happy to be out of that circle, playing the ball around until the space opens up, and a great pass from Howe.
Yeah, strong take there from Hillier and rewarded with the penalty.
And a great goal to finish, taking them to 18, leading the Rovers 11. Rovers centre pass to come. A great release there from Sammy Crelcham to Reed. And
strong rebound, Singy.
Strengths of her game.
Very quick outlet ball, but that's too big and over a third. And Hillier, I think she instinctively knew that it might have just been a fraction long.
Sammy Crelcham, Ella Masters Rovers again happy to pass it around, waiting for the space to open up. Tigers with the footwork defensively, but the Rovers find the opening. Beck Krelcham, though, can't find the goal on this occasion, and Singy with the rebound, the long transition ball. McRae and Fisher working beautifully on that transitional play. Hillier cross circle ball to McRae. Borks, Schroeder just a little bit too much.
So quick, doesn't she? And right idea, but just a fraction too much on it.
As the Tigers, you can see, setting up a defensive zone
press,
here through this middle third. Everyone just taking a space, waiting for it to open up. Whether the Rovers can find a player. Can they break this zone, Larkin? And they can.
Through that.
I reckon we will see that attempt again. It's one of those things, the more you practice it, the better it gets. And we've seen Myrtleford attempt it as well. Oh, Beck Krelcham was home alone for a little bit, but Mellington read it just at the right second, caused the turnover, but it's back in the hands of the Rovers, taking them to 12. 18 plays 12 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard.
McRae cutting through, and again doing a lot of work to get the ball to circle edge, and just too much on that one.
Those last couple of feeds into Hal have just been a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, and just coming from being off balance, so forcing the ball while they're off balance. So just needing to stop, take a breath.
Great work from Ella Masters there defensively.
And speaking of off balance and speed, Gracie Reid, too quick for own good and having
Singy.
Great take by Reid, and really great instinct to know that Krelcham was home alone there and turn and offload that ball. That was really smart play, and Rovers get one on the board.
And Singy did her best then. She absolutely read that like a book, but just couldn't quite get her hands on it. So the Rovers, 2 quick goals here, take them to
13.
14.
Is it 14?
14.
Plays 18 here on the McRae Motor scoreboard. Ball's in Tigers' hands. The umpire's called contact. So it's going to be McRae with the ball. Finds Hillier at the top of the circle. She looks to refeed. Fulton coming around, but the umpire's called obstruction, I think, with the arm. So, great.
Kelsey Wilson.
Fantastic effort, but not able to pull it in, only able to tip the ball. So Albury score the goal, but gee, certainly trying to make it hard down there, the defensive efforts.
Bad luck from Fisher. She really ran with Reid there. Stepping up. Puts the balk. And Sammy Krelcham, beautiful clutch goal there from her. 19 plays 15 here. So the Rovers, they're not going away just yet.
No, and credit to them, and this is one of the things, I guess, that they need to challenge themselves with a young side, is they've got nothing to lose. And to keep coming at these sides, keep backing themselves and going for breaks.
Clever play there from Howe, knowing that she wasn't going to be able to balance on court. Pops it back in. The feed to Hillier, and the goal is good. 20 plays 15 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Reid to Krelcham. Larkin calling for it in great position. And the opening to Sammy Krelcham. Even though there's the real height mismatch, it's great to see them confidently put it in there.
Well, she
and a great finish.
Yeah, she knew she had the space and stepped in, and that roll into the back space was so perfectly timed. As McRae looks to go forward for toe, she resets to the line and allows herself that space to drop into. Finds Hillier at the top of the circle. She's too far out and looks for the refeed option. Fulton coming around, but not cleanly enough, says the umpire. So Howe ends up with the ball and makes no mistake for the Tigers. So they're just chipping away this quarter. So they've moved to 21, leading the Rovers 16, who again still coming at them. Reid, bullet pass across to Larkin and works to the top of the circle.
Singy.
Beautiful.
Well read.
Yeah.
Hillier flirts with that transverse line, but managed to keep her toenails in. So she wasn't offside. Transition very quick from the Tigers, and a goal from Lily Howe takes them up to 22, leading the Rovers 16. The change in that goal defence position, I feel like Sky Fulton's really challenging Hillier. She's putting a little bit more body on there, and I've been impressed that last defensive effort down there. She took a really great 3 feet. The feed coming in, would love to see her just move her feet a little bit more to get around the player, but that's experience as well.
Yeah, you're right. I think that physical pressure, and that's probably what's maybe forced some of those little passes out too. She's had the feeders second guessing a bit.
Oh, Fisher
with
with the
hands
turnover.
over Reed, and I think they're the situations where Reed probably just needs to stop, stay upright, and see if she can draw an obstruction call. Rather than trying to force it around hands. But Rovers end up with the ball, and Beck Crossham makes no mistake. So another one for them. I know Reed's a very fast player. She's super dynamic, and that's how she loves to play.
Oh, Mellington
Great
has a crack.
ball, pinpoint pass.
As does Singy and McRae and Fisher, all 4. Tigers defenders get a little tip on the ball, but no one can
Dominoes.
quite pull it in.
No, it wasn't.
So the Rovers with the throw-in. Reed to Croucham. Larkin, Singy saw the cross ball going. And
I'd like to
got
see
stuck a
some
little bit.
fakes here. We're seeing girls come off and fly, and it's a team that needs to settle and throw in a fake, draw a defender, and open up that player.
And the Rovers really wanted to finish that with that goal. It would have brought them back to 3, and the Tigers
They'll get another opportunity here. So there's some loose balls flying.
You can hear Coach Sky Hillier just to our left just saying, let's tidy it up here, which probably reflective the last few minutes. Just a few wayward passes from both teams. Great defensive pressure there from McRae. But again, just a little bit too much on it.
And Yarrawonga have hit the lead by a goal in that game, and North have hit the lead by 2 goals in their game. So tight there, and Raiders are leading by
McRae
2
again.
in their game. So we've got
Can't quite
tight games everywhere.
pull in the defensive scrap. So the Tigers forced to defend this ball coming out again. 3 minutes left to play in this first half. Wilson, Masters, Reed having to do so much work and too much on it. Defensive pressure of the Tigers forcing every player to have to do quite a few attacking moves. Great hands there from Fulton. Can't quite get the feet around. The high ball into Howe. Takes the Tigers to 23, leading the Rovers. 18 on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Tigers with the centre pass, Schroeder to McRae. And great defensive pressure from Wilson contesting the ball. Wilson again re-offering. There's a contact call against Schroeder. Masters looking for an option, calling someone forward. Great work from Sammy Croucham. Footwork call, defensive pressure of Mellington running with Croucham. And the ball slips out. McRae to Hillier. Back to McRae. And Hillier again. A triple play between those two. Long bomb from Hillier, can't quite connect. And the Rovers on the attack again. A little bit early was the drive there from Coach Reed. Larkin to Sammy Croucham, calling Masters through. Reed, bullet ball. Beck Croucham uses the reset on the line for the Rovers. High ball to the pocket for Reed, and there's the balk to the ball going deep near the post. Much better use of the ball there from Coach Gracie Reed.
Just waiting.
Sammy Croucham, great effort from her there, but the Tigers maintain possession. Hillier receiving from Fisher. McRae, better ball there to Lily Howe in the last minute of this first half. Tigers will be happy to just hold on to possession here.
Yeah, it's really tightened up the last part of this quarter, hasn't it, Ree? Rovers have really sort of put a stop to the free-flowing and the scoring that Tigers had early on.
The lead is back out to 6, 24 plays 18. It got to as close as 4. Reed and Croucham combining nicely. Larkin, really impressed by her speed and intensity hitting that circle. She's really running with Gabe McRae and then finding some great space attacking the ball. Bet Crelcham, seconds to spare here, puts in the penalty goal. So the Rovers trail by 5 at halftime, 24 plays 19. This is O&M Live Netball, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognize this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip, and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball from the Albury Tigers Sports Ground. The Tigers with the 6-goal lead, 24 plays 18 over the Rovers. And so far the Rovers haven't gone away. That margin, they got one back from the quarter-time score and forced a few turnovers from the Tigers and couldn't quite capitalise on those.
No, look, they had enough of the ball that time and that quarter, and I think I guess it's experience. It's just steadying up, taking control and slowing down the pace and playing the pace they need to play rather than getting caught up in probably what Albury were doing a little bit. So that comes with experience, as we said. And, you know, there's a lot of young players out there. But I think, for me, that needs to also come from their experienced players and from Gracie Reid. And I think she's a dynamic and a fast player, but I think she can change that by slowing down the way she plays, throwing some fakes, as we said, draw the defenders out and wait for the player to open up and be front.
Absolutely, and through their midcourt, Sophie Larkin's been really impressive, really strong, really running side by side with Gabe McRae, who we know is such a consistent campaigner for the Tigers. And I thought Kelsey Wilson's been doing a great job keeping Lily Howe a little bit quieter than we've seen her. And we can see the defensive end has changed again for the Rovers. So Wilson remains in goalkeeper. Molly Murray rejoins the court in goal defence, and Sky Fulton has been swung to the wing defence position. The Tigers with the centre pass to start. McRae to Hillier.
And Holly McCarthy's come into the centre position. So she's up from the 17. She's just been selected in the North East State Titles 17 underside. Very impressive youngster.
Some nice height too.
Part of the selection process, for that. And I was really impressed with what I saw out there. As you said, great height and size for a young player, and particularly someone who's going to run through that midcourt.
Speed of the Rovers, that was probably one of the quickest goals that they have scored in this game so far for the Tigers. Sarah Mellington's down in the attack end now, into wing attack. We know that she's such a utility player. She can shoot, she can play through the midcourt. That means Neve Thorne has re-entered the court into goal defence for the Tigers. So a few changes from both teams. Lily Howe taking the Tigers to 26, leading the Rovers 19. Rovers, Bet Krelcham coming out for the attacking play. Reed looking for a player, and I don't know how Sammy Krelcham ended up with that, but she did. McCarthy standing up nice and strong against the defensive pressure of Fisher. Krelcham steps in, just not quite enough. Thorne, though, does enough to keep the ball in.
Oh, and a contact call on Reed. That was interesting. I thought they both probably had their arms in each other there. But Fisher, a great drive through the midcourt.
Great contest from Murray.
Hillier.
Just half a second late. She's out of play, so there's 2 against 1. And Tigers in the circle. McRae, McCarthy there. I think a little bit offside at the top of the circle. But
found wandering.
The Tigers capitalised 27, plays 19 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Mellington on circle edge. And just gave it off a little bit too quickly, and Howe had rolled beautifully into space where the ball wasn't. So Wilson, the hands of Howe.
And a held
can't
ball
see
called.
past, so the held ball call. The Tigers with the throw-in. Hillier steps up to the line on circle edge, rotates to the front as she steps on, and puts the ball into Howe. And a great goal there from Lily Howe, taking the Tigers out to 28, 9-goal lead for them.
And in our other games, Yarra's knocked back to a 1-goal lead over Myrtleford, 23-22. It is game on over at Yarrawonga, I can tell you now. In the other games, Lavington 28-26 over North Albury, so another tight one there. And Wangaratta with a 4-goal lead over Raiders, 23-19. But I expect that one to be very tight to the end too. So we will keep watching with bated breath. Those games could go anywhere.
Here, Heidi Fisher creating a great turnover at the opposite end of the court, and the Tigers have transitioned it. There was lots of defensive pressure from the Rovers, and the goal just can't sneak in for Howe. So Wilson again really struggling to see over the hands of the outstretched Howe.
And maybe a fake there, try and, draw Lily down one way and step around and put the ball the other way is what's
McCarthy
needed
going
there.
for every ball there.
Wilson again contesting everything. You see Murray on her toes, trying to confuse the space there. So the
great rebound there from Molly Murray, just to knock it in to the hands of Wilson, and a big pass to Reed, connecting with Krelcham to McCarthy. Defensive pressure of the Tigers, one-on-one defence from them. McCarthy in the pocket. Touch from Thorne.
Finds Krelcham over the back.
And she just can't quite slip it in. So Fisher to McRae. Cross court, Thorne to McRae and Hillier. Great support from her. It's the Tigers throw in. Hillier steps up to Mellington. Obstruction call on the edge of the circle. Howe. Nice stretch from her. just can't quite drop in. So Wilson gets us underway, asks Murray to come to it. Double play between the two circle defenders. Sammy Crelcham really cutting through. Centering ball. Oh,
great pull in.
That looked like it was going straight over the baseline.
Every inch of her body, then Beck Crelsheim.
And clever there. Just took the space from Singy.
They did well to finish off with that one there. So
28 plays 20 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Mellington to McRae. Howe just forcing Wilson to move. Fulton nice and up straight there for that deflection.
And Wilson did a good job just sitting off the body there and in that front space and confusing the space of the feeders. They're just not quite game to put that ball up to Howe there. She did a really good job. So
interesting tactic
Fulton
here from the Rovers. Murray took the defensive throw in.
Yep.
And they still can't quite transition.
But, you know, credit to them. Change it up. Try something different. You know, great to see them thinking on the court and trying something different.
Lovely jump from Wilson there and a great goal from Hilliard. 29 plays 20 here. Over 5 minutes played in this third quarter. McCarthy.
Great give and go to Crelsheim. Beck's out. She gives it back, but Singy coming through finds the low ball. So Albury Tigers on the move here. And Neve Thorne with some great drives to that transverse line gets them into attack.
Wilson just making it really hard for Howe to set up at the moment. She's doing some great footwork. The jump.
Oh, yeah.
And the pass from Hillier to Howe. And the goal is good. 10 goals the margin here. 30 plays 20 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. In pre-game, Tam, we did mention that Soph Hanrahan has been selected in that Magpies team in the City West Falcons. They have found their way into the grand final in the Championship VNL division. Again. They went through straight through, beating Geelong Cougars, and they will come up now against the Burundara, Burundara Express, who beat Geelong during the week. So that will be televised through their Facebook channel on Vic Netball. So we're wishing Soph all the best, and we did say that Jane Cook is also in that team. So both ends of the court covered by regional athletes, which is lovely to see. And
Ovens and Murray.
Amanda Umansky in Division 1 will line up for the North East Blaze, and they will be taking on the Geelong Cougars in Division 1. And sadly for Gracie Hay from North Albury, their under-19 team couldn't quite get there. They came up against a really strong Melbourne University Lightning team on Wednesday night and were knocked out of that final series. But a huge congrats to Gracie for getting that far, and a massive good luck to Soph and Amanda.
Absolutely. Look, City West Falcons are certainly a powerhouse club down there, and finals again. So we certainly wish those girls all the best. It's great to reach a grand final regardless of who you're playing for and what level. We wish them all the best. And we just see Rovers finish with a goal there, and that was, again, through the work of Kelsey Wilson. She's got Lily Howe's measure this quarter. She's sitting in that front space, and that forced a contact call on Lily Howe, and Rovers were able to convert that goal. So she's been the player of the quarter this quarter for me.
Sammy Crelcham gets another dig at the goal and just nets it through. So 23, the Rovers trailing the Tigers 31. Tigers sent a pass to come. Molly Murray as well, I think sitting off in that second quarter. She's just had a little bit of a look at what's happening on court, and she's found herself in play a little bit more. I think she kind of was out of play a lot in that third quarter. Wilson, though, will stand out of play here. And Howe can't quite connect with that goal. So McCarthy puts Fulton on the run, and a great ball in transition from the Rovers. Crelcham centering ball into that centre channel, just really cut the centre channel.
She did well to see over the hands.
Great goal there.
They were great
from Sammy Crelcham. So 31 plays 24 here. Both shooters out of the circle, so the Rovers with a little bit of work to do to get it in there. McCarthy just kind of finding a little bit of space now on court. I think the first few plays probably overran a few things, but she's really settled, and that's experience and A-grade court experience, isn't it?
That's it. And look, Singy's come through and picked up a lot of low balls. I think Rovers need to change that up there. They need to start drawing her low and looking for another option. She's done that too many times.
As they connect with the goalpost again, 32 plays 24. Mellington hitting circle edge strongly, telling how just to stay that little bit longer. Hillier, the balk from Wilson. And Murray should be disappointed there putting the hand on that one, but the Tigers have to work it in. Great pass there from McRae. We'll call it a pass.
She'll call it a pass. An assist.
Hillier again balks on the shot and connects. So 33 plays 24.
Crelsham. Great ball over to Reed and straight into Beck Crelsham, but the refeed's on.
She's a player that can just
call.
So explosive. I would love to see again when Gracie Reed and Leah Genvy come up against each other. They match each other so well for height and athleticism.
And aerial. They're very aerial and like taking the ball in the air and carrying it.
Yep.
Yeah. Very similar in the way that they play that.
Bit like yourself, Tam.
You are very explosive and aerial. The only time I get aerial is if I'm flying anywhere, Reed.
Somewhere sunny would be nice at the moment.
Just
McRae and Hillier finding that centre channel. That's better from Murray coming around the body, using the outside arm and Fulton transition play.
And well watched by Beck Crelsham to come out while that ball was moving, while the Tigers players were behind the play. Keep attacking, get some depth. So Reed with the ball, the umpire just telling Fisher where she needs to go. And again, the low ball.
Oh, Thorne should be disappointed with that. That wasn't really the intention of McCarthy.
Great chase by McCarthy, but not able to do enough to keep it in. So Tigers with the ball.
Into the last 4 minutes of this third quarter. Tigers in possession. Singy to McRae. Fisher finds Mellington attacking. The ball is McRae. McCarthy tempts again, but a little bit late on that one.
Great contest by Wilson there. Clean.
And Howe did well there to try and change the positioning of her body to be able to maintain possession. It'll be a late night for some tonight, Tam. Australia taking on Jamaica at midnight our time.
Oh, I know.
It's been sensational, as Almiani and I were chatting about this game starting. The games over there that have been televised so far are kind of 8 o'clock. The Australians have been playing kind of anywhere between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Thought it was tonight. Still, it's early.
Oh, well, sorry. Sunday, 12 a.m. Sunday. Is that tonight or tomorrow night?
Yeah, tonight, I think.
Tonight. Oh.
Yeah.
I've got to get up early, Rhea. It's not going to work for me at all. Yeah, sorry. And then it's Monday. Or early Tuesday morning.
Wishing the Aussies well. The Crelsham sisters just being nice and patient as we know them to be between each other and getting another one back on the scoreboard. 34 plays 26 here on the Cavalier Home scoreboard. Third quarter action thanks to McRae Motors. McRae coming through. Hillier. Clever work there to get Murray out of play. And a great shot from Marnie Hillier, taking the Tigers to 35 here on the Cavalier Home scoreboard.
McCarthy reads explosive off that line, looking for the give and go. Probably going to the wrong spot. McCarthy was already there, and she just can't control it. And Albury all over the scraps.
Cross court again and back again are the Tigers.
Yes, they're taking some long balls.
And now finding a little bit more of that centred nature.
And McRae's very good at centering that ball, finding that middle channel at top of the circle.
Hillier opts to pass cross circle to Mellington, but not quite enough on it. Wilson getting Murray to take that ball. I think it's that height factor with Howe, just a little bit of the combination and calling for the long ball. Clever defensive effort there from Sarah Mellington. But again, from the Rovers, good on them for changing things up a little bit. And getting on the attack, Reed.
Mellington.
Sarah Mellington.
She came through. I'm not sure she controlled it, but she did enough to get it to a teammate. And the umpire has cautioning the wing attack from Rovers. Gracie Reid, I'm not sure what for, but she
Couldn't
stopped
see
play.
it quite from where we are.
And this umpire's said, if you can do it, I can do it better. And she's cautioning the wing defence down here for something. We can't quite hear what.
I think it might be consistent.
Yeah, I think,
or
and I think the
offside.
one down here was too persistent something or other. So umpires certainly trying to get some control back in the game.
Tigers, the hands of Lily Howe. Can't quite drop in, but takes a great rebound.
We've seen a bit of that in the World Cup, Ree. A bit of some interesting umpiring calls, haven't we, where they've cautioned very early in games and then put the whistle away, to
And
be
a
honest.
footwork call. But the whistle sounds for three-quarter time. 9 goals the lead to the Tigers, 35. Leading the Rovers, 26. This is O&M Live Netball. And an O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. Albury Tigers playing host to the Rovers, and the Tigers with the 10-goal advantage. Looking over the court as Sophie Larkin re-enters for the Rovers in centre and takes the first centre pass, but a replay ball puts the Tigers on the attack again. So Larkin back on the court for the Rovers, and the positional swap of Wilson and Murray puts Wilson out into goal defence. Murray back into keeper, but Howe for the Tigers, netting their first goal of this fourth quarter, taking them to 37 for the Tigers. The only change on court, Sarah Mellington goes back to the bench and Gretel Schroeder back into wing attack. Great defensive effort there from Wilson again. But the partnership in there between Hillier and Howe is continuing to build over these last few weeks.
Larkin back into the centre for Rovers.
Hillier, great balk there on the shot. Open the space up into Howe. And another goal from Lily Howe, taking Albury up to 38. Reid and Fisher have just been running. Oh, Brigitte Singy, she's read those beautifully all day today. Fisher and Thorne transitioning the ball lovely for the Tigers. Hillier left on her own with the mid-range shot, not quite enough on it, and Wilson gets the Rovers under play.
And nice to see her having a run out at GD. Be good to see what she can do out here.
Larkin coming through with that speed and intensity as Singy again saw it. And Reid, a footwork call.
Yeah, she knew that someone was home alone, and I think was just really trying to get that ball off, but caused the footwork error. And likewise, Albury been forced with an error and the ball out of court. So Rovers will get another opportunity here through Reid on the sideline, deep in their goal third. Sammy Crotsum comes out, looks to go over Thorne. I don't know how she got that ball over her hands. And a lucky one there, Bet Crosham. Look on her face that said it all. Thought, how did we get away with that? But they did, and shot the goal there. So Rovers moved to 27, trailing the Tigers 38 on the X-Ray Group scoreboard here. Fourth quarter action brought to you by Martin's Albury.
Wilson and Howe tussling with the ball there, and Howe can't quite get it. Cray, nice and strong refeed from her, and now the goal goes through. So 39 plays 27. Reid forced to do a couple of drives there, and great attacking vision from Larkin and Sammy Crelcham connecting for their 28th goal here, fourth quarter, thanks to Martin's Albury, and a breaking call. Schroeder steps up to take that. Larkin again just getting her hands in on the ball. McRae setting the penalty. Wilson just another step around for that one. I think she'd have it, and Murray stepped up and left Howe on her own. Both defenders going for the jump in that instance. And Howe making good. So out to 12 goals are the Tigers. 40 plays 28 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Oh, the hands overwork from Fisher. Half a step too close. She's been really consistent for the Tigers today. Heidi Fisher as Sammy Crelcham. Beautiful goal. Takes the Rovers to 29.
Right.
Oh,
looks
Larkin
to go to
was
McRae at the
watching
top,
really well
but
there.
Couldn't get through the Rovers' hands.
Oh, and Howe replicates at the other end and then obstructs. So the Rovers, they'll really want to capitalise here.
So Wilson doing a lot of the work to the mid-court.
Fulton wasn't expecting that ball there, I don't think.
I think she thought it was going back to Wilson. So Bet Crelcham out of the circle, goes to Reid. She swings it, tries to swing it across.
It's just a little bit
Larkin,
too flat in that instance, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kelsey Wilson. Great read there. Probably wasn't the right option for the Tigers girls going cross court through that centre third. Reed looking for the bounce. Thorne really onto that one, but couldn't quite get it with the two hands. A great 3 feet, but a lovely finish from Sammy Crelcham takes them up to 30, so they're remaining within 10. Obstruction against McRae. Larkin.
Bet Crelsham out, but opts to go to Sammy in, and she manages a quick refeed before sinking the goal. So Rovers moved to 31, trailing the Tigers 40. Just haven't been able to sort of narrow that gap, have they? And likewise, Albury really haven't been able to extend too much on it either. As McRae has the ball on circle edge for the Tigers, she finds Hillier, and they've managed to get it over Wilson, who ends up on the ground, and Howe makes no mistake.
10 goal the lead on the X-Ray Group scoreboard to the Tigers. Oh, hands over from Singy, jumps, just the timing really beautiful from Geets as Bet Grelcham sets up the throw-in. Contact outside. Sammy Crelcham opens it up. Opting for the pass as it opens up, but
and I think
Singy was out of play first, so
it's working much better for Sammy and Beck when they can split those defenders. I think Neve and Brigida are working really well together, and they're both got such long arms that they're able to get to those low balls. So when Sammy and Beck can split them and give themselves some space, it just allows the feeders to find them a bit cleaner and doesn't allow Brigida or Neve to come through.
Great contest. Yeah, great contest there from Sophie Larkin outside the circle, and the Tigers capitalise. 42 plays 32 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Fourth quarter, thanks to Martins. Albury players were standing still, and the turnover ball comes. Schroeder, great job to just turn and look in. There was no option there, so then went sidewards.
McRae with the ball in the pocket. Oh no, an offside call. So Hillier swings to Schroeder on top. She looks to find Hillier, but Murray comes through, and Wilson explosive through that midcourt. And what fast play by Rovers. That was very, very impressive transition. And that is how clean and quick they can be when they're given the space and they get that timing right. What
just
great
that
play.
Injection of Kelsey Wilson.
Yeah.
Nice speed.
Her skills
through that transition play.
Excellent, aren't they?
McRae opts to go to Schroeder on the opposite side of the court. And Murray again with the scraps here. Wilson to Larkin. Reed. Defensive hands over from the Tigers. Wilson stepping into that, and it's an obstruction call first. So the Rovers
actually celebrated 2 weeks ago, I think it was, or 3 weeks ago, I think. Celebrated its 30 years since netball's been in the Ovens of Murray, and in the inaugural year, Wangaratta Rovers actually won the A-grade premiership. They also won the senior football, but they went through undefeated and won the A-grade netball. And Kelsey's grandmother, Tony, would have been coaching. She was obviously very, very involved in establishing netball in the Ovens of Murray, and mother Michelle was playing. So I saw them a few weeks ago. That night they were celebrating, I think, having a reunion. So lovely to see the Wilson name continues through Kels playing here today.
It's a phenomenal effort, and I think were we talking the other week, Tam, that undefeated hasn't happened again since. A couple of us have tried, but failed.
Hasn't been replicated. So yes, they still remain the only side that's gone through undefeated, and yeah, phenomenal to win your A grade and your senior football in the same year is also means a lot of fun times.
43 plays 35. A couple of quick goals from the Rovers attack have been sensational, but Singy again just on song with the timing on the high ball coming through. McRae gives off to Thorne. Schroeder finding front position in front of the reach of Fulton. Obstructing just on the last second, very close to a held ball. Great defensive pressure from that defensive unit of the Rovers. as Schroeder, standing up tall, gives off to McRae. Low ball to Hillier and high ball into Howe. She takes a moment to steady. A beautiful bomb there from Lily Howe takes the Tigers up to 44. Their centre pass to come. Oh, great read from Wilson, but it'll be a Tigers throw-in. Into the final 5 minutes of this game. Great contest on the baseline from Kelsey Wilson. She's certainly been one of the stars for the Rovers today. That matchup with her and Lily Howe has been great. Thorne, though, reading the scraps there really good and putting the possession back in the way of the Tigers. Howe.
Too far out, so opts for the refeed and just puts herself in a nice position to be able to sink that one. So they moved to 11 goal, a 10-goal lead, 45-35. Reed tries to get it through Fisher, but she got in the way of that ball. And
nice to see Heidi Fisher
turnover.
Really time those defensive hands-over efforts. She's got such great athleticism as well, and the timing's been on song and really been able to keep in that 3 feet to time those balls beautifully today as McRae looks to do the same
contest
down the other end. She's been so consistent as always.
Yeah, really clean, strong contest, that one too.
Oh, Fulton calling for the long ball. It's dangerous. She comes through.
Wilson to Fulton.
You can hear Singy down in goalkeeper, really pumping up the defensive effort of all the Tigers there. Calling directions as Sammy Krelcham splits the court straight down the middle. Swung ball to Larkin. And Bet Krelcham with the long shot. She'll get the opportunity again and makes no doubt. So back to 9 goals. 45 plays 36 here. Score update, Tam, in those other games?
There's some very, very tight games being had. So Myrtleford have skipped to 5 goal, 44, leading Yarrawonga 39. So there can't be long left, so it looks like they might get the chockies in that game. North Albury trailing Lavington. So Lavington have turned the tables there because North were winning earlier. So Lavington 51 leading North 47. And Wang have a solid lead over the Raiders. They've gone out to 44, leading the Raiders 31. So big leaders there. So I think it could be the way that those games go.
So interestingly, Tam, if that goes that way, Myrtleford and Lavington will now be on equal points as Raiders if they both... Lavington and Myrtleford, should they both finish off with the win, they will both now be on equal points with the Raiders.
Yes.
So,
and Myrtleford's percentage is better.
So interesting. So we could see a change in the
and Raiders' percentage is the lowest. So Raiders could potentially drop to 5th.
But they cannot drop it out at the 5 over the next few weeks.
No.
As Lily Howe connects with goal 47, leading the Rovers 36 into the final 2 minutes of this round 15 clash. The Rovers just not letting the Tigers get that real run on. They've applied some really great defensive pressure. Oh, Larkin, it's not what you want on the centre pass. Just fumbles the ball. And Schroeder to Fisher for the reset. Goes to McRae. And Schroeder finds Howe, but Wilson times it beautifully in the air. Wilson, the scraps are there, but it's an obstruction call first just inside the circle. High ball into Howe. Finishes with a connection to goal. They're up to 49 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard, leading the Rovers 36 into the final minute. Schroeder to Hillier to Howe. Lovely quick connection between the Tigers attacking end, and Howe takes her own rebound strongly and pops it through. So taking them to 50, leading the Rovers 36. Larkin gives off to Sammy Krelcham. They'll want a goal here to finish the Rovers, if not 2 quick ones. Bet Krelcham to Reed, high up in that attacking third. McRae forces the contact. Bet Krelcham moving beautifully and finds Sammy Krelcham. A knock there from Singy just at the end. But a goal from Sammy Crelcham taking them to 37 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Wilson covering Hillier there, but a contact call. Oh, Murray comes flying as the whistle sounds for full time. It is the Albury Tigers, the victors here. 50 goals to the Rovers, 37. The players just shaking hands, and Tamara Matthews will go and get our Ovens and Murray player of our O&M Live player of the day. A big thank you, as always, to our major sponsor, McRae Motors, and our other sponsors in Cavalier Homes, 777 Automotive, Martins, Albury, and the X-Ray Group. A great win from the Tigers. And it will be Brigida Singy, that is our player of the day today. Now, let's just check. There you go. Congratulations, Geets. A great game and a great win for you guys.
Yeah, a really great win. I think last week we felt good coming off quite a good game against Magpies, and we wanted to put that out again today.
And a 4-quarter effort from everyone that took the court.
Yes, which was great. It is hot out there.
Yeah. It's nice to have the sun shining. We're not going to complain.
No.
And yourself, we spoke about on court that the combination between you and Neve Thorne has really blossomed over the course of the season. Obviously, you fell ill for a couple of weeks leading into the bye, but today you both worked beautifully in there.
Yeah, we knew it would take a little while. Me coming off having a baby, but new with Neve, and we knew it would probably take us half a season to find our feet. And I feel like in the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've really got that connection, got that communication, and kind of naturally starting to work off each other.
And then obviously Melzo's back. We know there's only a few games to go, but it must also be nice just having someone else that can come in. She can play probably anywhere, but just having someone else that can come in and can switch into any of those positions as well.
It's really nice. I think only having the 7, sometimes we get a bit stuck with rotation. So having someone like Melzo who can swing in anywhere and play quite a tight one-on-one defensive game, as well as quite an attacking game where she's happy to give the ball off, I think helps us a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, not to discredit Sammy and Bet Crelch. I mean,
they're great.
They're fantastic, and you know that 9 times out of 10 those long bombs are coming in.
Yes.
So incredible effort, and you just read the work off the ball beautifully. Did we see a couple of times the press attempted?
Yes. Yeah, we thought with 4 games to go and we're not making finals, we've got nothing to lose, so let's go out and just try a few different combinations and see what works.
Yep, ready to go for next year. Well, Brigida Singy, our player of the day today. Thanks. Congratulations, and all the best for the last few rounds.
Thank you.
Well done, Geets. Great game.
Awesome. Absolute legend.
Yeah,
Geets.
for sure. Good to see her back playing, and certainly hasn't lost anything, has she?
Not at all. And little Banjo sitting happily over there in the pram. But that wraps up our round 15 clash. The Tigers, the 13-goal victors over the Rovers. Next week, we will be at Lavington taking on Wangaratta, which should be another belter. In the other games, Tam, how have they finished up?
Yeah, looking like Myrtleford have had that 5-goal win over Yarrawonga, 44-39. Wangaratta with a 15-goal win in the end over Raiders, 50-35. So they've really gone out there in that last quarter. North Albury down by 2 to Lavington, 55-53. So that's been a really tight one. So tell you what, credit to North Albury. They've absolutely taken it up to Lavington there. So some really great games.
So we look forward to Lavington and Wang next week.
We do, and this is what we want to see. It's just wonderful for the competition that we're seeing tight games regardless of ladder positions. It's fantastic.
Well, Tamara Matthews, as always, thank you to you and to our sponsors and you, our listeners. This has been round 15. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
From entertainment to news and subscriptions in between, manage select subscriptions in one place with Optus SubHub. Streamline your paid subscriptions and save up to 10%. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.